y'all, so your girl is back and this is a much needed updated video, so stay tuned. Alright, so a lot of you guys have been asking where I've been and when I am going to make a new video. And honestly, I've just been working. I've really been working my behind off since I stopped the program. I have a lot of things I'm trying to accomplish. I'm trying to get things in order to go back to school. So, yeah. That's what I've been doing with my life. Trying to live my best life all 2019 and beyond. I'm trying to be great, successful, uplifting, empowering, positive, focused, motivated. I'm trying to be motivated and be a motivator to others. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, y'all. Today, this video will be about this, that, and a little bit in between. I have a lot of questions that I have been asked via the comment section, my email, and Instagram. So let me just give y'all a little insight of who I am as a person. It took everything inside of my little heart and my little body and my little soul to start making YouTube videos about my personal life and my journey as a sonography student, losing both of my parents, failing anatomy, A&P 1 twice, and being denied twice in 2 different ultrasound programs before I was accepted. But I knew that me sharing my story with other people would help at least one person, probably many people, but it'll help someone. It'll encourage someone. It'll give someone the motivation and the push that they need to keep going. So I did it in spite of my little itty bitty introverted feelings deep down inside. I have had some people reach out to me via social media, mainly Instagram. I don't post a lot on social media, and I don't accept people that I do not know. So if you're someone from YouTube that is trying to follow me on Instagram, please send me a message and let me know who you are, because if not, I won't accept it. On to the content for today. So, question that I've been getting from a lot of males is, should men do sonography? Is this a field for them? And if so, should they just specialize in echo? Yes and no. Yes, this field is for everyone, male or female. It's not a sex bias field. It's not a field that's only for female. I know that we do a lot of OB, a lot of GYN, but don't forget we also do testicular exams. We also do scrotum exams. We also do venous exams of the arms, the legs, and we will scan anything from the top of your head to the sole of your feet, literally. Okay, so no, men should not be discouraged from getting into this field. If you're interested, I would say for one shadow. You can shadow a hospital, get a feel of the everyday ins and outs. But also, don't be afraid. Like, do it. Go for it. Like, do it. Do you hear me? If you want to do sonography, man. It's for you guys too. No, you do not have to specialize in echo. You do not have to do heart. Now, if you want to sit and scan hearts all day long, be my guest. But you don't have to. Like, it's men that do GYN, it's men that do OB, it's men that do testicular and scrotum exams, venous exams. It doesn't matter. Men do it all. The only difference is when men are doing like OB and GYN with females, they do have to have a female in the room, whether it be a tech, a nurse, a CNA, a transporter, whatever the case may be. A lot of the times they have to be accompanied with a female. That's it. So men, don't get discouraged. Ultrasound is for you. No, you do not have to do echo. If you want to do general, you got this. All right, another thing. So I want to talk about clinic rotations, because when I decided to make my next video, the subject was going to solely be clinic rotations. But since I got a lot of questions, I'm going to hit this, that, and everything in between, as I stated. Clinical rotations, the biggest thing So always remember, from day one, you are on an interview until the end of the program. They will remember you, your personality, what you said, how hard you work, how helpful you are to them. If you trust me, the smallest things like making sure the linen and the towels and the gel and the machines are turned on at the beginning of the shift and before you leave, they will remember those things. If you take initiative to go grab a patient and get a patient from the waiting room or off the floor and transport them to the ultrasound area, they'll remember it. They'll remember the person who asks all of the questions. No matter if you're a bad scanner, like we are all horrible scanners when we start out. We don't know what we're looking at. We don't know what we're doing. And everybody catches on at a different pace. For certain people, certain scans will be difficult. Like for me, I want to be really good at OB. I don't want to do OB full time, but I will, or I would like to work in an OB clinic. But for me, OB was a challenge. Like it's not like the liver, the kidneys, the spleen, the pancreas, testicles, the thyroid. No. It's like you have a baby that you're trying to chase, and that baby does not stop because you put that probe on there. That baby is going to do what that baby wants to do. It's going to flip. It's going to turn. It's going to move. It's going to fold its arms in. It's going to do everything that you don't want it to do. And that was the hard part. I used to get the femur and the humerus confused all the time. But yeah, like I was saying, everybody learns at a different pace. And if you have questions, ask them. Now, I will say this. Do not ask your questions inside of the room. Step out. Take notes. Because a lot of the times, all of the time, you will have to log your scans. Whether you participated in the scan or you were just an observer, you would have to log that scan into a system. So I always take notes of how the sonographer is manipulating the probe or what they're doing. And when I first started out, to remember the areas of each organ. You can also jot down your question, and when you guys leave out the room, you can ask the sonographer whatever questions you have, like what was this little dark area, this mass looking thing on the screen, or why didn't the baby have a heart rate or a heartbeat, or whatever the case may be. Whatever you want to ask, write it down. Now, one of the places that we went, they were a level 1 trauma center, and it was also a teaching hospital. So those sonographers would allow us to ask questions in the room. Now, we still couldn't ask crazy questions about what we see on the scan, but they'll introduce us. All of the hospitals will introduce us, but this hospital will say, hey, we have a student here. I just want to let you know that I may talk during the exam, but I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking to the student to let them know how I get these images and how they can better manipulate the probe in order to get the best pictures. 9 times out of 10, 99.9% of the time, the patient is okay. They do ask, certain hospitals do ask if the patient minds if a student is in the room. Most of the time, like I said, the patient will say yes. You do have some times where the patient doesn't want the student in the room for whatever reason. I never understand it, because as a student that's becoming a professional in that area, the only way we can learn is by hands-on, by being there, by seeing. So I never get why. I mean, hey, whatever floats their boat. It's their right. They're the patient. They have the option to say yes or no. So clinic rotations, you're always being interviewed. Just be mindful. Be as helpful as you can be while you're there. Get there on time. And just make the best out of it. Have a good attitude. I will say this, in every profession, there are people who do not like students. Even though they went through the same program and they were once a student, they don't like dealing with students. And, I've met a few of those people during my rotations, and a few of them, they ended up loving me. Like, I have a sweet spirit, and I'm one of those people where I feed off people energy. Like, if I feel like you don't like you can sense when someone doesn't like students. They don't have to tell you, but you can sense it. And they will tell you, but you can also sense it. And I kind of just go with the people who are willing to help without me having to ask. But I remember my first rotation, a lady came up to me and she said, "Hey, this is the real world. You're gonna put your big girl panties on. It's gonna be people in this field as a student, and even when you graduate, your coworkers that's gonna like you, they're gonna love you. They're not gonna like you. They're not gonna want to help you. They are gonna help you and want to help you with any and everything." She said, "But some of the people who do not like students or say they don't like students and try to stay away from students, those are some of the people that you can learn the most information from." So for me, I school go my way in with everybody. Like, I was just that person. It wasn't people, once I was done with my clinic rotations, people didn't dislike me or didn't dislike me as a student. I mean, nobody disliked me as a person, but even the ones who didn't like students, they enjoyed me by the time I was done, because even when they said no, I still squiggle my way in to get them to say yes. And sometimes you have to be kind of aggressive in a very nice way and let them know that, hey, I'm here to learn. Like, I'm paying my money. I need to learn. I need to scan. I need to be able to see these scans. I need to be in this room. So, you get a feel. Don't sit down in the corner, though. Even if you feel like nobody wants to help you, ask questions. Don't be that person that sits in that corner, period. But yeah, I just really never understand why people don't want to help students when you were once a student. Anyways, that's beyond me. People ask me, is the program hard? Yes, the program is hard. The program is hard. Time management is one of the most important things that can help you out with the program. I remember my undergrad, my A&P teacher was like, "You guys need to be studying at least 4 to 5 hours a day and da-da-da-da-da to make an A in the class." And I was like, who finna study for 4 or 5 hours a day? Not me. But y'all, that time management and the studying time is for real in ultrasound school, in any healthcare profession school. You don't have to study 4 to 5 hours a day. I would say like an hour or two every single day. You should read and study something, but you want to do them at your pace. So if you have to do them in 30-minute increments, that's fine. You want to do it where it's beneficial for you and you're actually retaining the information. Don't go, you just got off work, you had a long day, and you try to go study for an hour. No, it's not going to work. Go take your nap, come back refreshed, and study for, even if it's 30 minutes, you need to read something. But when you read the information, you need to be reading it to retain it, to understand it mentally, physically. Mentally and physically. Don't read it just to be reading, because when you read just to read, that helps no one. It doesn't help you pass the test. It don't help you understand the concept. It don't help you understand the pathology. It doesn't help you at all. It's a disadvantage for you. So every single day, read. I will also say, don't forget about taking time for you. When I say taking time for you, I don't mean sleep. We all need sleep. But like for me, when I was in the program, I worked full time. And it was some days where my days went on and on and on. I would go to work, get off 5:30 in the morning, go straight to clinic rotations. I'll shower at work because where I work at, it has a shower. I shower at work, do whatever I need to do, go straight to clinic rotation. I may get a 30-minute nap being in my car. That was it. Get out of clinic rotation. Sometimes I could take an hour or two nap before work. Sometimes I can't. I got to go right back to work. And I didn't have the time. I couldn't afford, financially or mentally or physically, I couldn't afford to really take me time. I couldn't go out to the bars anymore. I couldn't go to the clubs. I couldn't go to the parties. I couldn't go to dinner and lunch. Like, I couldn't do the things that I used to be able to do before ultrasound school. I just couldn't afford it. So on top of me working a full-time job, going to school full-time, I didn't have the time, and I couldn't afford to take me time. My me time was going to sleep, and that's me time, by rejuvenating myself, but it's not the me time that people need. When I say everyone needs me time, you need to take a step back. You need to get your sleep, but you also need to go hang with friends and a walk in the park, go see a movie, go have lunch or dinner, go have a drink, go to a party. And it doesn't have to be an everyday thing or every weekend thing or every week thing. It could be once a week. Once a week you do something. Or on Wednesdays and Thursdays is the days that you go out to eat with your friends or whatever the case may be. But you have to reset yourself, and you have to reset yourself in a way that gives you a peace of mind, that takes sonography off the table, or whatever healthcare field you're doing off the table. So I don't want this video to be too long, so I'll just end the content here. If anyone has any questions, any concerns, you can leave your comments below, and I'll get back to you in the next video. You guys can tell me what you want to know, whatever content you want to see, you want to know, you want me to talk about in the next video, and I will. For everybody that was telling me in my comment section, like, they've been thinking about enrolling and they've gotten discouraged and they let fear get in the way and whatever the case may be, for the ones that has been accepted, congratulations. You are awesome. You got this. Like, keep that mindset. You got this. You'll be great. The time will fly by. Just stay motivated, stay positive, stay on top of your schoolwork, don't get behind, and just remember to read something every single day, like Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday at least. Read something for an hour or two, and pay attention. For those with the fear and they're feeling discouraged, like, don't feel discouraged. My life has been everything except for a walk in the park since the age of 14. I've been told no a lot of times. I've been told yes a lot of times, and nothing has been easy for me. Everything has been anything except for easy. I've had to work that much harder to make sure that the eyes aren't against me. I've had to work that much harder to just be successful and to make sure that every goal I have set out for myself is achieved. And in spite of the no's, in spite of the people telling me, like, you're not going to get in, and I've had good grades, like, you're not going to get in, you should pick another field, or this field is too competitive, whatever the case may be, you have to have the mindset, like, you have to be motivated. And if you can't motivate yourself, I'm here to motivate you. You can do it. That's what you want to do, you can do it. And don't let people force you to do it on their time. If you need to take your time, do it at your own pace. But if sonography is what you want to do, nursing, respiratory therapy, you want to be a band director, a musician, architecture, whatever the case is, you can do it. Listen to me, you can do it. Like, it doesn't matter how rocky things look. It doesn't matter if you don't know how you're going to pay for it, if you have to relocate and you just don't know how you're going to do it. Like, two things: pray and keep the faith. That's it. But you got this in the bag. Don't worry about it. Take a leap out on faith. Pray on it, take a leap out on faith, and go ahead and apply to whatever it is. Go ahead and start whatever program you want to start. You got this. Until next time,